Siemanko kochane potępione dusze, witam serdecznie w kolejnym odcinku Black Mirror 3. Nie ma kamery, mimo że ją mam, bo zresztą obejrzyjcie sobie inne filmy, to się dowiecie dlaczego, bo już chyba w trzecim filmie bym o tym powiedział. Na wstępie chciałbym zachęcić do zasubowania kanału, do ogarnięcia dzwoneczka, może do dołączenia jako patroni kanału, albo do polajkowania odcinków, rzucenia super lajka, whatever co tam sobie chcecie. Kontynuujemy naszą przygodę. Wreszcie mamy tutaj panią Walentinę, wysłannika watykańskiego. Więc sobie panią Walentiną kierujemy. I widzę, że na razie nie możemy się przełączyć na Darena, bo wtedy tu byśmy mieli info o tym. Ale będziemy mogli się przełączyć. Albo z automatu będzie nam przełączało między postaciami. Nie mam pewności. Więc jedziemy sobie i sprawdzamy wszystko. Tutaj jest trochę jak z RPG-iem, nie? To, że my jako gracze, że ja jako gracz znam te wszystkie lokacje i wiem, że tutaj nic nie ma, to nie znaczy, że Valentina jako postać wie o tym. I to jest podejście, którego mnie właśnie nauczyły gry RPG klasyczne, że to, co wie gracz, nie jest tym, co wie jego postać. Więc no i zresztą to jest point and click, więc klikamy wszystko na nowo.
There's only English literature here. Shakespeare, etc. I've already read them all.
Jaka ona wyedukowana.
A mighty pillar. The wooden cladding is decorated with mainly lexicons and biographies about British lords. I found a book about the Guardians here. The floor of the library. Perhaps the secret entrance is hidden under it. Or maybe just old-fashioned. The floor of the library is higher than the rest. Perhaps the secret entrance. The Gordon family. Many of the Guardians were women. Isabella. Rosa. But also Marcus Gordon, Albert, and Durham. There are records on them in the Vatican Library.
Dobra, co my tu mamy?
I let the dictaphone run during the exorcism. I can't understand a word, even though I understand quite a.
Dobra.
It's for an emergency, in case.
Czyli to jest po to, żeby zabić Darena, czy Adriana. Dobrze.
Matches. They're from a cafe in London where I met the Archbishop of.
Aha.
The Bible gave me much strength when I needed it. I think everyone should read it at least.
Okej.
The Gordon Files. The last entry is from 1923. It notes the handing over of the guardian position to Victoria Gordon. Right at the front of the file is a copy of a letter from Marcus Gordon. In it, he says that the entrance to the Shade Portal is sealed with an altar. The underground chapel was consecrated and prevents the shades from entering the catacombs.
Coś tu jeszcze mamy?
Your Grace, this is Prior Santolini. There were complications. The exorcism failed. No, I don't think that was the reason. Yes, but that only makes sense if the demon is unknown. Correct, Your Grace. We underestimated his strength. Father Frederick is dead.
Kurwa, mówi o tym, jakby listę zakupów czytała.
Okay. No. The Guardian is doing well considering the circumstances. Yes, Your Grace. I understand. I also think that the location is crucial. The Guardian had an image of Pictish glyphs with it, the same as those engraved on the shade portal. That's exactly where the demon must be forced back. Yes, into the Black Mirror. It will be no problem to get there. The demon itself tries to... He won't cause us any problems until then. On the contrary, Guardian and demon will be hard to keep apart.
Mhm. Dobra.
That's the other side of the coin. But, Your Grace, the man...
O Jezu. No kurwa, ledwo zaczęliśmy.
Yes. Is there an alternative to exorcism? Of course, I'll do that. Alright then. First, I have to find the entrance to the catacombs under the castle. A chapel is mentioned in the record.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Good. As long as Adrian is still asleep, most secret passageways in old walls have the characteristic of not being sealed completely airtight. That could help.
Okej. Dobra, to najpierw... Okej. Czyli kurwa lepiej nie będzie. Dobra. No to idziemy sobie po...
I don't see any way to get through this.
Gruz.
The rubble to be stored in the hall, so that the kids that sometimes meet outside the castle don't eat. But I didn't think it would be so much.
Dobra.
There were still some old tiles stored in the cellar. If no one had saved them back then the whole floor would have had to been relaid.
Okej.
The entrance to the catacombs used to be under. Now it's only a cellar down there.
Okej.
I
Globus.
once saw such a huge globe in the museum in Moscow. I remember that Australia was only half depicted on it, because they hadn't yet mapped it out completely when they made it.
Zajebiście, dobra.
The
Good.
Gordon family crest, a shield with blue background and 5 golden lilies.
Dobra, to co mamy tu? Biblioteka. Kuchnia, herbaciarnia, schody albo wyjście. No to zaczynamy od kuchni.
I was almost killed by a ceiling beam during the first inspection with the workmen. That's why there are supports in here. I'm sure there's wine stored in these barrels. The electricity in the cellar has been turned off. Creepy darkness. That reminds me of something.
Mhm.
The wine barrels have been empty for decades. The last generation of Gordons were tea drinkers.
Dobra.
The sewer system under the castle couldn't deal with all that firefighting water. 3 weeks ago, the water in the cellar was still up to my knees. It'll be months before anyone without diving equipment.
Okej.
Can't get any further here. The corner's just a last resting place for junk. That's the main switch for the cellar. The electricity has been...
Okej.
The well seems to be dry.
O,
The well seems to be dry. A water pump. The workmen brought it with them to... The well seems to be dry. The well seems to be dry.
Dobra, co my tu mamy jeszcze? Teraz idziemy do herbaciarni.
There are only Victoria's papers here. Bank statement.
Deszcz pada.
Black mold. According to Greg, it was caused by the extinguishing water, which offers an excellent break. Greg was going to repair the grandfather clock, but he never got around to it. A statue of the Virgin Mary. She was venerated for her humility.
Okej.
A plain marble pedestal. I almost like it. I didn't even like horses when I was a little girl. I prefer small animals.
Ojojoj, dobra.
Black mold.
Aha, czyli ona nie ma dziennika. Okej.
The entrance to the catacombs must be in the castle.
Okej. Schody. Kurwa. To nie to.
Adrian is still asleep. I'll leave.
Okej.
Lady Victoria was always very vigilant when I was in the... I hardly had the chance to have a look around.
No, to teraz możemy sobie
Sheet under.
po kolei.
Victoria's dressing room. The only area in this room I could have a look at. I completely forgot about... Just a minute.
O! Co tu mamy? To już widzę, do czego nam się przyda.
Those are all things that were close to Victoria. There's only jewelry. Huh. The jewelry case weighs at least... What is that? There's some kind... I can't see any keyhole. I'll show it to Adrian as soon as he's awake.
Okej.
Even though she was really ill.
Czyli teraz zakładam, że jak stąd wyjdziemy, to Darren się obudzi. Albo...
Adrian is still asleep.
Aha.
Paintings tell a lot about the period in which they... When I first came here, this room wasn't being used. I've had everything. Victoria's jewelry casket. There's a kind. Adrian is still asleep.
Czegoś nie zrobiliśmy? Dobra. Nie mogę wyjść. Może mogę.
The entrance to the catacombs.
Aha. Czyli coś w bibliotece pominęliśmy?
There's only a mighty pillar. The floor of the perhaps the secret entrance is hidden under it. Mainly lexicons. I've already spoken to the Archbishop. There's no reason. The garden, many of the, but also.
Mhm.
Matches. They're from a cafe in London. The casket is too sturdy. The dagger would just break. The Gordon, the last entry, right at the underground.
Czekaj.
The Gordon, the last and right at the front of the file is a copy of a letter from Market. The underground chapel was consecrated and prevents the shades from entering the catacombs.
Czekajcie. Studnia.
The well seems to be dry.
I ona zapala zapałkę.
The well seems to be dry. A dustpan ember.
Po co ona zapala zapałkę na dole? A tu jeszcze są kredens.
The wonderful cutlery didn't. A mighty pillar, the wooden cladding.
Serio?
There you go. The flame flickers here. There's a draft. And this room has no windows.
Zrobiłem to tylko dlatego, że ta kolumna wyglądała podobnie do tego, co było na dole, a tam odpaliła zapałkę.
This plate can be removed. Uh-huh. There's a metal wall behind it. And there's a strangely shaped... The hole is the shape of a cogwheel. A normal...
No ale kurwa, co mi to daje? O! Jak miło, nasz demon się obudził.
How are you doing?
Hungover. What happened?
You suddenly lost consciousness during the exorcism.
Did it work? Is Mordred gone? What about my eyes? Are they still black?
Te.
Your eyes are normal again,
O!
at least for the moment. But I'm afraid that it won't stay like that for long.
I guessed as much. Why am I in the castle? I thought it wasn't safe here.
That's true, but I had no other choice. Edward helped me bring you here.
Edward? And where is Father Frederick?
Zabiłeś go.
Still in the church. We're going back to him later.
Zabiłeś go, po prostu w skrócie.
There were a few complications.
So, it didn't work?
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem Mordred can be cast out with prayers alone.
Strange. It always seems to work in the movies.
Maybe it was the wrong script.
The Bible. Yeah.
Kurde. Ciężko jeść pączka i grać w gry.
Father Frederick is out of it. Mordred's power was too much for him. We'll have to be quick if we're going to save you.
What are we waiting for then? I feel almost good. At least I'm ready for the final spurt.
Okej. Otwieramy.
I have an idea how we can get rid of it. But for that, we must go to the Black Mirror, where the curse began.
Where everything began. Victoria told me exactly that. Shortly before she died. I should go to where everything began, but I've got no idea where that is and how to get there.
Katakumby.
Something interesting in the library. I think it's some kind of secret door.
Dostał mi jeszcze jeden pączuś.
A secret door in the library? Let me guess. It's locked, right? And you've got no idea how to open it.
I was hoping you could help me.
Why not? I haven't got anything else planned.
O! Widzę, możemy się teraz wymieniać. Dobra. Mieliśmy dać pudełko z biżuterią.
Have you got any idea how to open this? I mean the secret compartment on the bottom. Seems to be a very complicated mechanism.
No. Okej.
Yes, of course, there's that way too.
Okej. No dobra. To idziemy do biblioteki. A ten przygłup tam stoi cały czas?
The sword hilt fits perfectly. But nothing happens. A golden sword hilt from Victoria's. It's decorated with 4 gemstones, probably rubies. There's a 5th socket.
Czyli brakuje jednego rubinu. Okej.
It's raining cats and dogs. I think I'd better stay in the castle.
Okej. Czyli co? Coś możemy jeszcze z nią zrobić? Idziemy pogadać z Dareną.
Adrian?
Hmm?
It's not working. You think that's because of the missing gemstone?
Could be possible. The question is, where is this stone? Could be anywhere. Could have been lost hundreds of years ago.
I don't think so. If the key had been broken for a long time, why did Victoria hide it? No. I think the stone is missing as an added safeguard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but where should we start looking?
Did Victoria give you anything before she died? An heirloom? A jewelry? A signet ring?
Not to me, but Angelina.
What?
Her bracelet. She showed it to me. Yes, I remember well. There were rubies on it too. Perhaps we need one of them?
And where is the bracelet now?
The police evidence locker.
Then get it. We don't have much time.
Okej. No to idziemy. Czekaj. Jezu. Dobra, ja jeszcze chciałem z nią pogadać.
Valentina,
Yes.
Yes.
the room in which... Do you know anything about it?
What kind of room is it?
A kind of ritual chamber. Skulls
They
every-
investigated a ritual chamber in the old academy. But all the records and the knowledge of it was lost in the process as well. So no, I know even less about it than you do.
Okej. Black Mirror.
So what actually is this black mirror then?
We think it's a kind of portal.
And where does it lead?
Nobody knows exactly, and it's a dangerous... Mordred tried, but the Black Mirror enslaved them. Pope Innocent III believed it might lead to the destruction. What we know for sure is that it's older than anything else on Earth.
I thought it might have been built by pagan druids or something like that.
It's much, much older than that. The Druids used it for ceremonies, yes, but they definitely didn't build it. It's been there since the dawning of...
Holy crap. So
We
what is
can
it?
only speculate. The mirror attracts evil, or how should I put it? Absorbs. According to the old druidic, apparently the altar table in front of the Black Mirror portal was already drenched. The souls of the sacrifices are drawn into the mirror. The soul of a good person cannot enter the mirror. It seems to be something like, yes, like,
The gateway to hell, perhaps?
yes. No. It's the gate, but the mirror too. Glancing into it reveals the innermost self. It reflects the soul for everyone to see.
I wonder what the Pope would see if he looked into it. And all the dignitaries of the world. No wonder the entrance has to be guarded. But times have changed. Why don't we just have a look at the thing? Purely scientifically, I mean.
Evil can also break out of the mirror. Its effect is unbound. You can feel its power yourself. Who's ever susceptible is enticed into evil. That's why life in the castle is so dangerous. It's right within its sphere. Mordred was changed. The spark of evil that always smoldered within him was fanned into a blazing fire. He did everything. Rumors suggest that he almost found the mechanism.
Czyli tak naprawdę z grubszy problem.
Someone's leaving me messages describing the verdict. You don't happen to know anything.
I wrote them. They were tests to see if you could become the next guardian in spite of the curse. I had assumed that apart from Victoria, there was only Angelina, but she was nowhere to be found. There was no time. Victoria lay on her deathbed. When we heard that you were maintaining that you were a Gordon and were also innocent of any crime, then we had to assure ourselves that you were still, and you passed all the tests.
Ty szmato.
You weren't there.
True. I wasn't.
All right, Miss Undercover.
Dobra. Spierdalamy na policję. Kurwa, dobra, korytarz. Czyli tak, musimy zdobyć tą. No.
Sunglasses? It's gotta be from Edward. Actually, an umbrella would be better. Sunglasses. Sunglasses. Probably from Edward, or my black eyes.
Dobra. Jest tu jakiś ptak, jest? Czy ja źle słyszę? Tu jesteś, chuju, dobra. Do zamku, droga. Warfield. Dobra, nie wiem, przepraszam, nie wiem po co tutaj idę. Idziemy do Willow Creek.
Strange. It's never been so.
Adrian! It's done. Case closed. Angelina.
Some good news.
A lot more than that. And
Now with the case closed, all
in theory, not anymore.
then it wouldn't be a. You do know that it's a family
I'll
heirloom.
see what I can do.
Thanks.
Zach!
No.
Please.
Mamy bransoletkę. Dobra.
How's it looking with your transfer?
Now that's lying on my boss's desk. And knowing him like I do, he's gonna let me but it'll come through sooner or later.
Goodbye.
Fare thee well, my lord.
Okej.
Closed for business.
Dobra, to wracamy do zameczku. Jezu, co ja robię? Brama zamkowa. Czy coś miałem jeszcze zrobić? Czy coś? Nie, no możemy iść. Dobra, dajcie mi chwilę, zaraz do was wracam. Dobra, jestem. Idziemy do zamku. Dobra. Do holu. Idziemy na górę, gdzie zostawiliśmy. I...
Here, it was really easy.
Those really are the same stones. Now we just need to break them.
Okej. Tutaj jeszcze nie byliśmy.
A whole load of photos of my family. A pair of pliers. I'll take those and the candle.
Okej. Obcęgi.
One ruby's enough.
Okej.
I wouldn't know what I might ask.
No, przerzucamy się na Walentinę. Montujemy.
The ruby fits exactly.
I idziemy do biblioteki. Biblioteka. Dziwna kolumna. Wsadzamy klucz. Yeah!
There's a spiral staircase here. Can't ladies first.
Are you scared? Or are you exercising your role as
The
good?
guardian isn't allowed to die. Those were your words.
Okej.
That's supposed to be the catacombs? Looks like the sewer system.
Patience. This is just the beginning.
Just the beginning. Aha. Co my tu mamy?
Looks like we're in a dead-end street.
But it can't be though. It has to continue somewhere. Maybe there's another secret passage.
Certainly not out of the question. Keep your eyes. That's most. The house in connection with an amphora. That could mean a store. Amphoras were used back then like barrels are today. An earlier version of a torch, and I've never seen this symbol before.
Amfora, pochodnia.
Usually represents the death of a person, and we've got the head which fits with this, from whoever.
Dobra.
The fish is the symbol for the first day after a new moon. With a hand though, that doesn't make sense. Death on its own without any other. The house in a circle. That's a new one for me. That could point to a family property or inheritance. The chain comes out of the shaft. A swimming pool for cellar goals? I don't understand why that's... There's standing water throughout the whole drainage system. Maybe the outflows...
Hmm. Dobra. Czyli co?
Adrian?
Hmm?
These symbols look like Pictish glyphs. Obviously an ancient form of writing. More than 6,000 years old. So, I'm wondering what business have they got being on these walls?
Maybe one of my ancestors thought they looked nice? Do you know what they mean?
Sort of. But don't ask me how you vocalize.
Okej. No i co gówno możemy zrobić znowu? Musimy szukać innego wyjścia. A, wiecie co?
I wouldn't know what I might ask.
Idziemy. Pamiętacie, że mamy przedłużacz i tam jest gniazdko. W kuchni jest ciemno jak w dupie.
So now I've got the option to connect something up down there.
Okej.
I won't be able to see a thing down there. I should get... A candle for the dead.
Okej. Mamy źródło światła. Idziemy. Ło! Wreszcie coś widać. A, czekaj, te. Przedłużacz.
The end of the extension cable.
Reflektor.
Construction light.
Do reflektora.
Energy. There are drains under the puddles, but there must be a seriously heavy water. That's the water pump, which they use to pump away the extinguishing water. It's a real monster. I'm surprised that thing even works. I think that's the power connection for the water. Oh, that's just one pole. Does this thing use direct current? So I wonder where you attach the other pole. Valentina! Can you hear me?
Yes?
There are metal grates lying around the well. Valentina!
Okej.
There are only busted boxes. I guess that's the main switch for the electricity in the cellar. Who needs fuses if you've got such a big lever?
Odpalam.
The electricity is on. I should be careful where I step and what I touch. Boxes of empty wine bottles. Just in case there's a life for me after Mordred, I'm gonna give this castle a real cleanup and throw it... Well, I'll hand the job over to Ed. There are drains under the... There are drains under the pump.
Także...
The electricity is off again.
Myślę, że tym oto przemiłym akcentem zakończymy sobie dzisiejszy odcinek. No. To jest trzeci raz, kiedy zabiłem Darena w tej części, albo czwarty. Dobrze, że jest tutaj autosave, bo jakbyśmy musieli zapierdalać od samego początku, to byłoby trochę niefajnie. Godzina, to właściwie 46 minut grania w dupę. Więc dzięki wielkie za oglądanie. Mam nadzieję, że się podobało. W następnym odcinku będziemy dalej tutaj kombinować. Przeczytamy sobie, co jest do zrobienia. Zakładam, że musimy wypompować wodę albo coś podobnego, skoro jest tutaj pompa, i coś musimy zrobić z tym kablem. Więc będziemy to próbować. O wszystkich subach, dzwoneczkach i całej reszcie już mówiłem wcześniej, więc nie będę się powtarzał. Macie playlistę w opisie. Konkretnie 2 playlisty. Cała historia Darrena Michaelsa, czy też Adriana Gordona, czyli Black Mirror 2 i Black Mirror 3, które są właśnie historią tego pana, którego widzicie na ekranie. Więc jeżeli interesuje was dokładnie, jak trafił tutaj i o co w tym wszystkim chodzi, oraz kim jest Angelina, to musicie sobie obejrzeć filmy z obu playlist, do czego gorąco zachęcam. Z wami widzę się za tydzień, a ja idę sobie przygotować coś do picia i prawdopodobnie gram dalej. Do następnego.